So as I say, my name is Shak Lubia. I'm the founder of Youth Mentors and VCs. Yes, that's basically my best introduction here. I don't need to say so many things that I do right now. Maybe I'll let my colleague also introduce himself.
My name is Munene. I'm co-founder of YMVC. Media, finance, commerce, hizo vitu zote, and I hope to make an impact across the continent. So yeah, it's a pleasure to meet you. It's first time meeting you, so it's a big pleasure to meet you. Yeah.
Yeah. So our main aim here is just to see how we can be a bridge between mentors like you and our youth. Because as Munene says he wants Africa to be a superpower.
Africa
for Africa to be a superpower, we need to empower our youth. So whichever form we're gonna use, we'll just ensure that Africa becomes a superpower. So this is a brief startup for youth mentors and VCs. We are coming up with a very huge factory in those sides of Watamu, and we intend to set aside where we'll have like a physical studio where we'll be flying our mentors all the way to Watamu to come and do now the interviews in the studio. Yeah, so this is now just the first step, at least get to know you before now we do actual physical interviews. I hope you're ready.
Wow. Quite exciting stories there. Shak, Munene, nice meeting you. And I think Shaks, we've been, I don't know, I call you Shaks, should be Shak without an S.
Yes, I don't know how to tell you today.
And secondly, I don't know why I thought it was a name for the other gender, but again, I get to meet you, so I've just also clarified that for the longest time until today. Anyway.
I was actually patient. I was actually patient just to tell you today that it's Shak without an S.
Without an S. And then Shak is also, well, interesting. Good. Nice meeting you. And Shak, Munene, thank you very much for this opportunity. I think there can never be another fulfilling or rewarding way of just experimenting or going through life other than mentoring and coaching the young people. And for you to offer this platform for people like us who are willing to give back to the younger generation, I think is quite commendable. Thank you once again, and looking forward to more engagements, looking forward to adding value where I can to the younger generation. Truth be told, Shak and Munene, we are soon exiting these platforms. So if there's a way we can leave behind those experiences or stories that we've built over the years, why not? I think for me, quite exciting to collaborate with you. Count on me and maybe fellow like-minded individuals going forward. Looking forward to Watamu, the physical engagement with the youth. And I think also the another part is that if you look at the Africa continent, we are the youngest. So a lot of energy needs to be put in this particular continent. For you guys to focus on Africa, specifically East Africa, I think this is, again, another commendable initiative that you've come up with. Well done, Shak. Well done, Munene. Looking forward to working with you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So now we're gonna dive deep to you, because now it's now coming to you again. The pressure is all you now, all through. I hope you're ready.
I hope so too.
Okay.
All right. Maybe my first question I had two questions that I wanted even prior before starting was, I saw your interview on Citizen and it was really amazing. And I was just like, even before you introduce yourself, I was just like, the impact of women, because we are from, last week you were celebrating International Women's Day. And the way I saw you are helping widows in their advancement after their husbands have left. Maybe you can take us through that and what led you to start that in regards to International Women's Day.
Good. So, Shak, I believe that when you empower a woman, you empower the entire, not just the community, the nation. And that might sound like a cliche, but it's not. That's the reality. Because the moment you handhold that particular widow who doesn't have a decent house, a widow who has no, they're homeless, then automatically you've empowered that particular community by they're able now to focus on other areas of raising their kids, or maybe fending for the kids, as opposed to thinking of the roof that they miss over their heads. So I've seen over the time, the more I connect with them, the more I give them the decent housing, you can see that there's a lot of improvement in terms of them now focusing on how they can fend for the kids, how they can take back their kids to the school because they have roofs over their heads. If you ask me today, it's something that I'm really, I find rewarding and fulfilling, because the women are now able to focus on other areas of improving their lives, empowering themselves, because roof is I think is a start of everything. If you have them, you could be having the food, you could be having the fees, but without the roof over your head, I don't think you'll even be settled. So that's my rationale, my passion, my all reason for doing what I do, because I think everything starts with a shelter. Without a shelter, you can't do much, Shaq.
Wow, thank you for that. Now, maybe now you can give us a brief introduction about everything you do, because you're a woman with many titles. Yeah.
I don't think so, the many titles bit of it, but I'll give it a shot. So Shaq, Munene, my name is Lillian Ngala, and wow, it's not so easy to introduce myself. I think you feel like you're blowing your own trumpet, but again, here we are. So Munene, I work for Diamond Trust Bank. I'll start with that, maybe so that we understand my 8 to 5, or my rather 9 to 5, how it looks like. I work for Diamond Trust Bank as the HR director. I also sit on various boards in the country. This is Kenya. I sit on various boards in public sector and private sector. I might not mention all of them, but allow me just to move to what I do again, apart from sitting on the boards. I'm also the founder of Lillian Ngala Foundation, the foundation that I've just talked about. So the foundation of Lillian Ngala Foundation, basically what I do is I build for the widows. I also have orphans that I do take care of in terms of paying their fees. I just, I paid for about 400 recently, and might not be so big in terms of the value, but let me tell you, Munene, when you give that child 1 shilling, another child 4 shillings, like that, until the 400 of them, the impact is amazing, because that particular group are in school, and even the family get to focus on other things, because the children, when you know your child is going to school, I think as a mother, as a father, and basically most of them, they're orphans, sorry. So the community around them, I think there's that future that you give these kids. So the foundation basically focuses on the widows and the orphans. Another bit that I do for myself as a person is I have Lillian Ngala Network. The Lillian Ngala Network is about leadership, is about networking, a strategic networking hub, because I believe, Shaq, if you could be having a good CV, you could be having the right experience, perfect background, but Shaq, without the right meaningful connections, without meaningful relationships, Shaq, you'll never make it in life. You might make it, yes, but it's not sustainable. And that's where the networking hub, that's how I founded the networking hub, whereby I'm saying this opportunity and the other opportunity needs to meet, and therefore, as a connector, as a proponent and a promoter of meaningful relationships, or rather great networker, I think people need to connect with one another. So Lillian Ngala Network offers that platform where individuals can connect and forge forward together. So besides the leadership forum that it offers, whereby leaders can actually have a safe space for them to just connect, share ideas, and learn from one another. At times you find as leaders, we don't know who to turn to, because the expectations are quite high. As a leader, you have the followers who are looking up to you. You have the shareholders who are also looking up to you. You have the board members. You have your peers. But again, you don't have a forum where you can just share ideas and actually just become vulnerable and talk about your fears and your challenges and the way forward. So Lillian Ngala Network offers that opportunity for leaders to connect and just become vulnerable, share ideas, and learn from one another. And the networking, strategic networking, whereby you're saying you can network upward, you can network sideways, you can network also with the people below you. Because again, networking doesn't just have to be upward. You also need to network even with the people below you. You might find that the people who are below you could even be knowing about the business that you're doing, Shak and Munene, right now. So they're able to connect you to those opportunities that they could be knowing about. So I think Lillian Ngala Network is a game changer. And you're looking at it from a point of just saying CV, background, experience are never enough. You need to build relationships that can actually cement and propel your future. That takes me to, again, besides the Lillian Ngala Network and the Lillian Ngala Foundation, also very, very passionate about just working with people, building people. And you'll find me most of the time on Sundays, specifically Sundays, because I worship on Saturdays. So mostly Sundays, you'll find me in the, randomly just making visits to the orphanages, whereby the children home, where I connect with the children, and or the cancer hospitals, whereby you just connect with the patients, specifically the cancer patients, because that's a way of just getting to understand and also giving them hope that we still think about them. They're never alone. I think people are very busy for one another, yet we can find time and just connect with people, especially when they are suffering, especially when they are their low moments. So I think I can go on and on. My life just rotates around people. And if you ask me, I think people normally ask you, what time do you have with your family? To me, I think the fact that I have time with people, I get into my best element. And when I'm in my best, when I am in my best element, I'm able now to give my family my all. So I tap onto that because I know how it feels and what I derive with that. Because the more I get to serve people, the more I get into my element, the more I'm able now to serve the bank, even at a higher self. And same to my family, I'm able to give my all because you are thriving from within. I tap onto that type of energy and the passion from people. My life rotates around people.
Yeah, even before I left, I allow my colleague to come in. Maybe one more question. You see the way you said about networking and everything. So my question will be, what does it take for people to network with the big wigs? Because I've seen you taking pictures with great people like Mama Ngina Kenyatta. I remember, I think it was back in 2019. I think that's where I first saw you. You're a celebrity to us. That's why we reached out. We saw you back in 2019. Yeah, we saw you back in 2019. I saw you back in 2019 in an event that was by the former president Uhuru Kenyatta. And I think maybe you do that more. So for someone like you to network with people like Mama Ngina Kenyatta, how does that happen? What does it take? Do we need to go to school or what happens?
Good question, Shak. So basically, if you ask me today, networking has nothing, and I still repeat, nothing to do with your education background, to do with your degrees, to do with your masters and all that. Networking is just about developing and nurturing those traits, the go-getter spirit, the traits that are so soft that you can't really demonstrate, but they can be seen. It's got nothing to do with your books. It's got nothing to do with your the school that you went to, because you might find that, like you're saying, you'll knock those doors, not because your background actually allows you to knock the doors. It's more of, do you have the courage? Do you have the grit? Are you resilient? Because you being told no, or not having access to Mama Ngina, or not having access to, I don't know which celebrity or personality that you might be thinking about, you being told a no today does not mean that that no will continue tomorrow. So you must build that trait of the grittiness. Grittiness is about being determined, being passionate, and persevering. So the moment you build that grit, then you are able to network with anyone. Because today, Lillian will tell you, no, she has an appointment, she is busy and all that. What about tomorrow, Shak? What about just saying, hey, I called you to yesterday, you didn't pick, I'm still looking forward to this appointment. Trust me, when you have that resilience, when you have that passion, when you have the perseverance, that other person or the other party that you're trying to connect them, they can feel you, they can see your passion, and they'll definitely open the door. So for me, if you ask me, networking has nothing to do with your background, to do with the school that you went to, or the group of schools and name it that we keep talking about, nothing at all. If you come to the networking forum that I've just started off, the Lillian Ngala Network, you'll see for yourself, because I host CEOs, I host directors, and then I host the people who are just starting off their careers. But trust me, the feedback that we get after that, those who are able to follow through those connections that are built during those forums, the results are amazing, because they come back and say, Lillian, guess what? So and so called me in the office. They're ready to meet me, and I'm currently working on this particular deal, maybe, or particular project initiatives with them. So to me, I think it's got nothing to do with the background, nothing to do with the exposure. It's just developing and nurturing the traits that are recommended or that are desirable for networking. And I think we all know them. For me, it's just grit in one word. And grit is about just perseverance, persistence, and determination.
Wow, amazing. Well answered.
For myself, I have two questions. One is concerning going forward after all the accomplishments that you've made. Yeah? How do you manage to, stay motivated and continue to drive impact amidst all the challenges and successes that have come your way? Yeah.
Good question, Munene.
Yeah.
So first, I believe in you should never allow your successes to get into your head. That is one. Secondly, your challenges should not also get along your way. Challenges and obstacles should not be, you should not look at them as hurdles. You should look at them as opportunities. So that keeps me going, because challenges will be there. At times you feel like I'm not ready enough, or maybe not being ready enough is a challenge. Or even the time could be a challenge, because you have all this going around, you have all this going on, and therefore you don't have the time. So that can be another challenge. But how do you tweak that? How do you tweak that to favor the situation? How do you grab that? So I think it's a mindset thing. Munene, if you flip the challenges into opportunities, and you also flip your successes into motivation to continue working harder, then it becomes easy. But if you look at your successes to be you grow this arrival syndrome, which I think most of us as Kenyans, maybe back here, we do a lot, whereby you have this arrival syndrome and you're comfortable, and then we even set the limit, and that's where we lose it. So for me, the motivation is keep evolving all the time. The Lillian of yesterday will not take me to where I want to be tomorrow. And I really fear comfort, just the same way I fear failure. It's as simple as that. So whenever I feel like I'm too comfortable, I say, no, you need to shake it and look for something to keep pushing forward. So for me, the comfort works is something that keeps pushing me to the next level. I do not like comfort at all. I think comfort is a way of just telling me time to do things differently, time to focus on other impactful agenda that you can add value to the whole universe, if not just my community.
Yeah.
So before you go in, there's a question I had. Yeah. So your dedication into nurturing the next generation, the future generation, is very evident. What would you say the importance of this role is, and how would you encourage others in the same position as you who are shy about, let's say, there are a lot of people who are shy about mentoring. How would you encourage them to contribute to this vision? Yeah.
Excellent. I think, Munene, what I would encourage my colleagues or peers in the industry, and even outside my industry, is that you can't make it alone. You can't make it alone, and success is not about what you've achieved. Success is how many lives have you transformed? How many lives have you impacted? So the moment you get to answer that at a personal level, today, just do an retrospect and ask yourself, how many lives have I transformed? In terms of how many mini Lillians am I coming up with, or even better Lillians that am I trying to nurture? If you find that there's none at all, then it's a wake-up call for you to start doing something. because like I said before, life is quite fleeting. And the only thing we can do on this planet is having a very strong legacy of transformations that you've done, of impact that you're leaving behind. So what I would say is maybe to challenge my peers who have not started mentoring to get into that space. And if you cannot do it alone, maybe they need to connect and partner with organizations like yours, with the, okay. I think Munene is trying to tell me I've gone I'm not audible enough.
Organizations like ours.
Sorry. Yes, the youth and mentors, exactly, the YMVC. So when they connect with your organizations like yours, then they're able to get the platform that is readily made, and you're just connecting them with these youth who are out there, with these kind of individuals who are really yearning for people to hold them. If they're not yet ready, maybe to start up the mentoring and coaching platforms. And again, not everybody can have the time and the resources to put up such organizations or such networking platform. I believe that we have readily made kind of platforms like yours, for sure, where they can come and just say, hey, I'm ready. And here I am as a person. I'm ready to give up my time. I'm ready to give up my knowledge and my experience to these younger people, because they are the generation of tomorrow. There's no future without them. And that's why I'm really passionate in and holding and continue walking the journey. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Amazing. So as the director of HR of Diamond Trust Bank and a board member of several organizations in Kenya, what strategies do you or have you implemented to foster a positive work culture and empower employees to reach their full potential?
Good question, Shaq. One, I believe as a HR professional and with a very able team of HR individuals in my team, we cannot be everywhere at all the times. I'm here in Nairobi, based at the headquarters. Shaq, I may not be able to be in another 100, 200 plus branches that we do, or rather the other 4 countries that we operate in, and even those other companies that I do sit on their board. Meaning, I have to actually partner with the line managers, with other directors who are outside HR, so that they get to know that HR is about just, it's about them managing the people. So the strategies that are put in place, Shaq, is by having constant conversations, constant follow-through or follow-ups with the line managers and the leaders who are actually handling the people, because they're the ones who people are reporting to them on a daily basis. Like I said, I'm here in head office. So meaning HR cannot be central. We cannot be everywhere and everywhere at all times. So what I've done is having constant conversations by enabling leaders to understand that the people element starts with them. And by doing that, you're fostering a culture where people come first. There's that people-centric culture that HR alone cannot do. The only thing we can do is continuous coaching the leaders who are leading the people directly, who are responsible of people. Shaq, remember, what happens is most of the time you'll find that leaders will focus on the results. It's about what are you bringing on the table? What is your contribution? But we forget that we are supposed to be, our main role is to take care of the people who eventually takes care of the result. So by taking care of the people, they'll take care of the results. So my agenda of the strategies that are put in place is continuous conversation with the leaders to take care of the people so that the people can take care of the results.
Wow, amazing. Munene, you wanna come in?
So can you share some of the insights that you have on the importance of inclusion and gender equality in the workspace? Because you said at the beginning, if empowerment of a woman is like empowerment of the whole country. So what are some of your insights on the importance of diversity and inclusion of a gender, of a gender in the workplace?
Good question, Munene. I believe in DEI, that is diversity, equality, and inclusion. Why do I say so? Because I believe we need different ideas, different worldviews, because each and every gender, or rather each and every person, if they're given that platform, they're able to bring in their own personality, their competencies, and this cannot be achieved if you're only focusing on one particular gender. And therefore, by opening up our doors to, or being very strategic and being very intentional in those platforms, by encouraging everybody to participate, and especially gender mainstreaming, then Munene, Shak, you are so sure that you'll be having different ideas, not just from optics, not just for optics, but actually in the real sense that everybody's ideas are also well represented, because different gender will, if you look at women, we are more, there's that empathy that we carry naturally. There is that bit of maybe just being empathetic, the kindness. You also need those kind of components when you're having, when you're formulating policies, when you're formulating frameworks. You want all that to be included. You don't just want to have the thinkers and the analytical, those kind of whatever, all those soft skills that you keep talking about, all those other whatever that you keep talking about, competencies that you keep talking about. You also need to have the softer bit of it. So by incorporating all these, then you have excellent ways, or rather strategies that can push your organization forward. You need both genders on the table, and we need to continue being strategic. We need to continue being very deliberate about incorporating or rather having, or rather continuing the gender mainstreaming, so that each and every person can actually be carried along.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lillian, you're so deep. I'm seeing so many viral clips going from your conversation. One video, 1 million views.
No. That's interesting. I wish it gets there.
Yeah. So being recognized as the top 20 leaders in Kenya by Disruptive People, Industry Icon of the Year 2023, by Corporate Career Academy, and making it to Ham's list of top 50 leaders shaping the future of HR in Africa. These are remarkable achievements. How do you stay motivated and continue to drive impact amidst of challenges and successes? So how do you stay motivated? Yeah.
How do I stay motivated? I think, Shak, like I said before, if there's anything that demotivates me, let me flip that question, is the comfort. And the opposite is also true. So the moment I feel like I'm being comfortable, then definitely it's time to shake up and just do something different. So I think I don't allow, just to answer you, I never allow those successes or all those accolades and recognitions to get into my head. At the end of the day, I think life gets better as we move forward. And what propelled me to this space will not propel me to the next step. And therefore, I keep working harder to the next level. So yes, maybe 2022, 2021, I was, the top 50 HR leaders. Do I want to stop at that? Of course not. So I keep working harder. And would that mean that I'll continue being in the top 50 in HR leaders in Africa if I continue with the same initiatives, same projects that I was doing, or maybe whatever? Of course not. I'll find myself going backwards. So that keeps propelling me to the next level in terms of just saying what pushed me here will not push me to the next level. Yeah.
Let me now ask.
Sorry, Munene, just to add on to that, I think, sorry, Munene, about that. I was named as the 2023 icon of the year in terms of industry icon by the Corporate Career. Trust me, that was last year. So for this year, it has to be different. So I hope, Shak, I'm not losing you. To me, I think it's just that comfort keeps pushing.
You actually said it accurately, because oftentimes we get compliant and we want to feel like those titles are everything, and you now say, I've made it. Sasa Forbes wanitafute.
Yes. Forbes will not look for you, trust me. You have to, it's your work that will look for Forbes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Myself, I wanted to ask for your career path in HR. So, for anyone mwenye anataka kuanzia HR that and will watch this video and is like, I'm thinking about joining HR. What advice would you give them from starting point? Not even all the way to where you just starting point and consistencies that they should have moving forward in their career. Yeah.
A good question, Munene. I think my advice to people just starting off their careers and maybe they want to focus or maybe they want to take up the HR career as their mainstream career avenue. What I'll talk about is for you to be a successful HR person, HR professional, first it starts with you. HR is a job that is so inward that you have to connect with the person that you are. And I think that goes to each and every profession, because again, if you don't align with who you are, you don't align with your core values, you don't align with your personality, then HR will be such a tall order. What I believe in is you have to love people naturally. And that's what I was saying. I just find myself operating around people. You're just thriving when you are with people. I'm not, you can't thrive in HR if you're a loner. That's one. You can't thrive in HR if you're not resilient. You can't thrive in HR if you're so structured. Structured not in a sense of, because what works today might not work tomorrow. You have the policies, yes, but those policies might not work for Munene today. Munene's case could be different from Shak's case in terms of they're both employees, same department, but remember, what ticks Munene is not what ticks Shak. And therefore, you have to be flexible. You have to have that resilience. For me, I think also is another component that comes naturally. If you're not resilient, you cannot make it in HR, because what happens is most of the time you'll have those moments of just you need a push, and that push comes with resilience, comes naturally with who you are. So check on your personality, do something that is called self-exploration, and then match it with the career exploration. Are they going hand in hand? If you've explored and you've understood who Shak is and who Munene is, then you are able now to match your personality and your core values to that particular role. So HR, there's a lot of resilience that is required of you. There's a lot of flexibility, a lot of compassion that is required from you, because you're dealing with emotions, you are dealing with feelings, you are dealing with human beings who today, they are very jovial this morning. In the afternoon, maybe they've received a call from home. And Munene is needed with some, 5,000 from nowhere. So already is not at his element. So the only thing that can push you through is by knowing that I'm dealing with human beings, with feelings, with emotions, and then it's not like paperwork. Maybe it's not like a finance department or IT, where it's just about digital and all that, and the tech it's about people. And they need to feel listened to. They need to feel cared for, valued, and respected. And this starts with you. You set the tone in the organization. Remember, that's another core role of HR. We set the tone, we set the pace, because leaders also might not have that people skills that we keep talking about. Therefore, we continue nurturing them. Like I said before, we continue working with the leaders, we continue coaching the leaders that, these are the elements, this is how you handle human beings, this is how you deal with people. So I think to me, it's about just you aligning your personalities, aligning your core values, and aligning your mission. HR is a calling. That's all I can say.
Yeah. So to all those people who want to go into HR, you heard it here first from the director herself.
Yeah. Actually, we should go back to the genesis and ask Lillian, like, what inspired you? Why HR besides it?
Why HR?
Why not sales?
Yeah.
Why HR and not sales on any other department?
Yeah.
Very interesting question. Munene Shak. So I'll say HR found me and I didn't find HR. Meaning, I believe there's that deep connection that I have with my career, that if I was to wake up again, if I was to I keep telling people I sleep, drink, eat HR. I'm so very, very, what happened, maybe, or rather how I started off my career, I would say from back in the days in high school, I would get along with everyone, be it the gateman, be it my fellow student, be it the teachers, the principal, even the one who was known as the most difficult student or the most difficult teacher, you would just get along with them. So I think I started realizing from a very tender age, or maybe in just my formation stage, that I was very good with people. And I would get even my fellow students just telling me, "ETU is going to talk about this. ETU is going to represent us. You're the one who knows how to deal with this, maybe a particular teacher or particular student." So I realized that I was good with people. And therefore, I started aligning myself with just getting to find out what type of career would I thrive in. So at that time, maybe in high, or not maybe, but rather in high school, the HR was not really loud, or rather we didn't know much about it in terms of corporate. We all knew about law and finance and all that, but HR was a bit silent. And what I was thinking about at that time was more of healthcare, and healthcare here, specifically nursing, because I was so good with people. And you would be thinking of, I would take people's pain to be mine. So there was that compassion and kindness that just came naturally. And that's why I would get along even with the gateman at my school. I would get along with the most difficult student. And I believe there was nobody difficult at that stage. Even right now, I still believe, Shak, Munene, there's no one who is difficult on this planet. All you need to do is fine tune, look at the buttons that you can switch for each and every person. Look at their buttons and know how to dial those buttons in the right manner. So
even wait, let me continue before.
Yes.
Even the egocentric ones. How do you deal with the egocentric employees?
So egocentric, I think, to me, Munene, is but just knowing that this person suffers from ego, and their ego maybe is quite bloated, and therefore when I'm approaching them, I know how to approach them. I'm not going to approach them the way I'll approach another employee who is ego-free, or maybe we all have those elements, but some are quite higher than the rest. So for me, is how you handle them, the type of conversation, the tone, the timing, how you speak to Munene is totally different for Shak. That's the reality. I can't bundle everyone in one group. And that's why we go wrong as leaders. We tend to treat our team members, our colleagues, our peers, in one line of thought or line of thinking. And there we miss the point. Remember that these are feelings, these are emotions. People have different personalities. The way I'll deal with an introvert, totally different from an extrovert. The way you deal with people who have this, they're always jovial. They have the energy that is matching mine. Remember, another person, that energy is quite annoying. So please tone down when you're dealing with them because they don't see why you are always in the bubbly form. So when you're addressing them, reduce that a bit. Then you'll be able to connect. An introvert, you can't take all your energy to the introvert. You know how to regulate yourself so that you're able to regulate others. And that's why I keep saying there's no one who is difficult on this planet, be it a spouse, be it, we all just know how to regulate ourselves. And it starts by being self-aware. When you're self-aware, you know when you're overboard, you know when to tune in within yourself, and then you're able to tap on what you want to achieve. So Shak, I think that takes me to the story of HR.
You said be it a spouse. Hey, I would really want to know. They're not difficult.
Shak, they're difficult, but I think when you focus on them too much, Shak, then we lose the point. I think we should focus on how can I make them see my point of view or my worldview so that you're able to be on the same level. It's just being empathetic by wearing their shoe or being in their other side of the view that they're coming from. By you moving to their other side, you are able to connect. But if you have that, if you're maybe too strong, you have those strong points, then automatically they'll continue being difficult. So I believe everybody just needs to be given or being, just being heard, and then you're able to meet at a very fair point whereby both parties can actually have the conversation. I don't believe they're difficult people, Shak. I'm still not convinced. I think what is there is just being self-aware, regulate yourself, and then you're able to regulate others. So Shak, fast forward, you cut me short and I was talking about my nursing career and the compassion and the kindness, which with time, I realized that actually the sight of the sight of the blood, the sight of needles and the syringes were not going to work for me. And therefore I had to flip very, very fast and think of another career that is just people, about people specifically, but without syringe and without needles, without blood and all those kind of things. And trust me, that's how HR came about. And that's why I say HR was my first love in terms of career, from a career perspective. And again, find something that you love. And when you find something that you love, you will never go wrong. You will thrive. You will not just survive. You will not work at any given day. I don't work because I love what I do. And therefore it stops being work. And that's why you see it spreads over to my other roles that I do. From the network is about people. The foundation is about people, because it's no longer work for me. It is what I love doing. And find something that you really love doing. And for me, HR comes automatically. So yes, we found each other with HR. HR found me, I found HR.
Wow. I hope the billionaire status will find me.
Shaq, that's a good one. Of course, the Shaq will find you. Is it Shaq the billionaire? He will find you because you also... Shaq, by the way, what you seek is also seeking you desperately.
I claim it.
Amen.
So myself, let me ask one last question before Shaq comes in. Looking ahead now, from here on out, you've been a HR director, Lillian Ngala Network. What are your goals and aspirations for the future? Is there another step you want to take also? Or what are your goals and aspirations for the future, either for your HR career or Lillian Ngala Network, or do you want to go a step even further? Yeah.
Good question, Munene. I believe, like I said before, the syndrome of arrival is something that is can kill souls, maybe just put it plainly like that. So for me, I think there's always room for growth. There's always room to become better. And as Lillian, I would say that where I am, that is the best place that somebody or myself, I feel like now that's it. Not at all. I think my aspiration is even to move the network beyond Kenya. Get the network, the Lillian Ngala network, which is about building relationships and connections that are quite meaningful and impactful, that can actually forge everybody's growth in terms of mentorship and coaching and all that, moving it just from the regional or the Kenyan space, even to the global space. That's where I am. Also the foundation right now, I'm basically focusing on in one particular county. From moving Lillian Ngala Foundation just from the county level to maybe regional level. So I think where I am, I just need to continue expanding from a outreach perspective, reaching out to more and becoming more impactful, because already I can feel the impact, yes. But is that enough? Of course not, Munene. I still want to continue impacting and becoming more resourceful, becoming more, and continue transforming more lives. If I can transform lives at my county level, at the county level, why can't I transform at the regional level, maybe East Africa and beyond? Why can't I continue building those shelters beyond my county? What stops me? So what stops me is what I should now be addressing. Because the why, I know the why automatically. The why is what made me start what I started. But the question is now, what stops me from moving beyond my county to other counties? Because you can't tell me that is only my county where we have issues with decent housing. Widows have challenges with the housing. I think it is beyond my county. Same to the network. Building those relationships should not stop just at the Kenyan level. I think it's high time now to build it further with the UK, US, and even just at the continent level. So yes, I think I still have room to grow, room to become better by expanding my horizons, and then becoming more impactful and more resourceful by reaching out to many more souls, many more lives as we continue impacting people.
Yeah,
Okay.
we see
Yeah.
this, actually the first international event, please, of Lillian Ngala Network. Please invite us to Maldives. We will come.
Yes. Yes.
I'm seeing this event in Maldives.
Oh, yes, it will happen. Like I said, Shaq, what you're seeking is also seeking you. So I'm a big, big believer on that, and I've seen it in my own life. Anything that you put your mind into, you don't just put your mind into, you put your mind into, follow through, work it out, it will happen.
Yeah. So maybe for me, my last question will be, this one is usually Munene's favorite question, but today is my turn to ask.
Yes.
What has been your biggest failure that you felt like happened in your career? And out of that failure, what did you learn about it?
Wow. I didn't see this coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't see it coming at all. But anyway, I think what I've seen is in my life, maybe to narrow down to my career life, I'll talk about when I started off, I don't think I was very patient as I should have been. So lack of not being patient at that time, maybe if only I was patient, I would have been even, not just, I wouldn't say bigger, but I would have been in a better position. Because when I was younger, I think it was more of you want the results now. And if you don't see the results, then that thing is not working. So that is a deep learning that I really captured when I was still young anyway. And that will talk of my 20s, early 20s, mid 20s. And I think that is why I'm so passionate in mentoring and very passionate about coaching, because I'm able to tell the younger generation that, hey, slow down, don't be in a rush to get the results. Because the results are there, the more you continue doing. Remember, failure is not failure per se. Failure is those successes that you don't, or rather, success is those short failures that you keep accruing with time. So don't be in a rush to wanting to see the perfection side, to see the results, the instant results, the microwaved results. For me, that is where I think I missed the point at a younger stage. And that's why I talk about patience. Now that I'm able to been there, done that, I'm able to mentor the younger ones by telling them, the longer you take in doing something, the better you become. Practice makes perfect. So when it's not working out, remember when I said the what stops me from becoming bigger, from growing my foundation, from building more houses for the widows beyond my county? I should be addressing the what, as opposed to getting discouraged by saying, this is not working, I'm only focusing on one region. Yes, if it's finances, maybe it's time to start thinking about the resources. If it may be connections with having the right people on board, those are the conversations that I should be having. So yes, what happened maybe for me, I would have been more patient at a younger stage. Maybe it would have been different. So yeah, I would talk about that being one of my misgiving at that particular time when I was younger.
Wow. This patience was looks very simple, but as you said, it is very important.
It is, Shaq. It is very important, Shaq, because with patience, you become better. You become better at what you're doing. Also, remember, when you leave this particular place or particular thing that you're doing for a greener pasture or whatever you think is greener for you, you're going to start afresh on the other side. You're starting afresh, Munene and Shaq. While if you stayed here, you are no longer fresh. You are getting to the next level and the next level. So I'm not really saying that you become over patient, but let's be realistic. Let's not be so quick to look at the microwaved decisions, microwaved, everything is in a rush. So patience do pay, patience pays. And I think back to the gritty personality that I talked about. Grit has to be developed. I developed it myself. I was not gritty by nature. It was something that I had to develop. And grittiness, like I said before, is that component of patience. With patience, you'll persevere. With patience, you'll continue with your determination. With patience, you'll be able to build your passion. So yes, grittiness is quite important. And this component of that, patience. Because you keep going, you keep doing the same thing, just tweaking, detouring, but the same vision, the same mission.
Yeah.
Wow.
Amazing.
Amazing. I think this is I think it's because Zoom usually times us and everything, but I think once you come to a town, it's gonna be 2 hours and plus the audience. Plus
I
the
can't
audience
wait.
will make it 3 hours.
I like that. I think that, like I said before, I thrive around people, and looking forward to just connecting with the younger generation, just sharing with them and learning also from them. There's a lot of learning from the younger people as well. But yeah, quite interesting. Looking forward to connect and sharing my experiences. And if there is anything that can make an impact on them, why not, Shak and Munene? Looking forward to the Watamu edition.
Yeah. Maybe you can tell us when is your next event happening?
My next event will be happening in the month of June, and we'll share the date at a later stage. Maybe by the end of this month, March, we should be able to finalize on the date. But we do every 3 months. We have an event that just brings us together, and then you're able to share, we are able to learn, and above all, to connect and build those relationships that can make a difference in our lives. Like I said before, the relationships and connections can open the doors that no CV, no exposure, no group of schools can open for you. So continue building those relationships, continue making those connections whenever you have the chance. Don't just pick cards from people. Make use of those cards.
Yeah. There are people who have a library of cards. You go to every networking event, but nothing.
Nothing at all. Please.
Yes.
I know what happens, Shak, is people tend to have the fear of unknown. So I have Munene's card, I have Shak's card, but the question is, what will I tell Munene? If I call him, what if he doesn't talk back? What if he doesn't respond to my call? That fear, you have to break it. We just have to make that move of saying, what's the worst that can happen? I'll call Munene, maybe he's busy, but at one point he will get his time. And also, like I said, human beings are very interesting. Everybody wants to support us. Everybody wants to support you. All you need to do is to showcase that you have the thirst for growth, that you really need to grow and you want it. And they can see, they can feel it. You can't fake it. When you're thirsty for growth, somebody will pick it and they'll be able to support you. But you're not supported because most of the time you don't come across like somebody is thirsty or hungry for growth. So how you position yourself, how you project yourself to those individuals or the personalities that you're really craving to meet also matters. So you have a CEO's contact, you have a CEO's card, but maybe you are in the middle management or down there. What stops you from making that call? Nothing should stop you from making that call. Make the call. They could be busy that week. They're busy that 1 month. But the more you knock with that passion and that perseverance and determination, trust me, you will one day have that table, that platform that you're looking for. One day they'll tell you, yes, I'm available. Come to my office. Let's have this chat. Thank you.
Yeah, the doors will open.
Definitely.
Big doors, the big doors.
Yeah.
We don't know how big the doors are knocking on. We don't usually know how big the doors are. And then when they open now, you become overwhelmed. You're like, hey, I didn't expect this.
I didn't expect this, or this was too soon. I've seen that in my life, and you're saying, wow, this was too soon. I didn't expect this too soon. So I think keep knocking, keep being deliberate, and address the fears. And the fear, if you want to address it properly, is take it head on. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Never feel the fear and shy off. Do it, feel it, and just say, yes, this is the fear, this is the imposter syndrome, but I'm still facing it. I'm going to do it. That's a good start. And the more you do it, the more you become very easy with it.
Yeah, I think that's
amazing. Munene, will be your last words as we finish?
For me, I'd say we've exhausted the questions for now. The thing I would want is that we build this relationship even further. When we share this clip on all our social media platforms, I'm sure there's a lot of people who will be impacted. There's a lot of young people who will see Lillian Ngala and they'll know, hey, Lillian Ngala tunaweza mfikia aje. Nataka kusikia some more about what she's doing and what she's about. So yeah, thank you so much for your time. I really thank you. This is my first time meeting you, but it's been an amazing experience for me because Shak ananiambianga juu, I was like, Lillian. I'm like, hey, yes, who is this Lillian? Hey, hata mimi nilikuwa like, today I have to meet. So I'm amazed. I'm very much amazed, and it's amazing that you've decided to be part of our network. And we hope in future that this bridge will be very big, not only for even after we are gone. After we are gone, people will still be like coming back and listening to your words and be like, yeah, you told us something really amazing. And thank God this platform was there for that.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Lillian, again. I had Oprah the other day. She said legacy is not about what you do, it's about how many lives you touch. And legacy is what comes after us. And I believe I can see it even in your page. Thousands of people are being impacted by you already. And this is just the starting point for many more. So I believe your legacy will be very, very huge. And I'm really grateful for your time. And I hope already our magazine is on. The process is has already begun. Actually, we're halfway to it. Best believe your picture is already there. So don't get shocked when you wonder, when did I send this picture?
Thank you.
Yeah, so magazine is already coming. We're working towards it. Also, the person who does actually the creative post, the person who does the post is actually Munene. He's the one who does the post.
We have a whole team. We have a team of guys here. My specialty actually is media, because I used to draw. I drew, and I was drawing and writing for like 6 years. So like I said, why not leverage these skills to further my media, finance, and commerce. So when Shak gave me your picture, I was like, let me see what I can do with it. And I'm glad you liked what we did with it. We're trying to make things international, not only for the mentors, but for the mentees. The mentees who you come and see. We're like, instead of we want all of the people we are associated with to be at an international level. And if you look like you're international level, you'll feel like you're international level. And from that feeling, you'll actually act accordingly, because you're like, sitaki kuchoma picha. Wacha tu niseme tu picha. Sitaki kuchoma picha. So even not only for our mentors, even for the mentees, when they come, for them to be seen by Lillian Ngala, I'll have to paint them also in a good light, in such a way that them themselves they didn't know they could do. So we're the creative team. And Shak, let me not even take away from Shak, because Shak is very persistent. I can't imagine how much he had to go through so that to get to you, because I know a lot of people are looking for you. He's a very whatever you said about grit, I usually tell him, that it's amazing what he does at the end of the day. To get somebody to the fact that you're here on the screen, if I tell somebody I was with the HR director for I'm like, and who connected you? I'm like, that's my secret. Leave it alone. So Shak is amazing also, man, for making this meet.
Thank you so much, Munene. Lillian, thank you so much. Maybe you can give us your last words as we close. And for our mentees.
I was just getting to hear from you guys, and I think it's amazing what you guys are doing. I like the fact that you are looking at having this platform at a world-class level, and not just the African continent or at Kenyan level. You're looking at it becoming a world-class. So kudos, and continue doing that, because the world has become a global village. So if you don't prepare the mentees to operate at that global mindset, then I think it will be very difficult for them to even play in that playing field. So I think that's very commendable. Continue pushing for that agenda in terms of just raising the bar to a world-class platform. Good job, guys. And I think listening to also Munene about Shak, I'll attest to that, to this. Shak, you're you are one gritty individual that I've met. And I think at some point, like I said before, I don't know, I don't want to say this because I'll sound like I'm being unfair to you. I told you I even misplaced you from this other gender to the other gender because your resilience was on another level. I find ladies more resilient than you guys, than men, but again, that is personal. And I like that resilience. You are able to say, okay, Lillian, this is not working. Oh, tomorrow is still fine. That is resilience. You had a choice of saying, okay, if it's not today, then forget about it. Let's do next time. It was still available for next. So I really liked that. And that is the only way, like, for us to continue doing what we do. And it's because Munene and Shak, you love what you're doing, guys. When you love what you're doing, it stops becoming a job. It is a passion. You persevere and you're determined to make it work. So you want Lillian in your show, whatever it takes, we will work it out. You want so-and-so in your show, I will do it what it takes to have them. So I like that, and bravo to the two of you. Munene, the artwork, I think is amazing. Continue doing what you're doing. I loved it. And I remember telling Shak, this one, we are done.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Wow. To the mentees.
Perfect.
Yeah.
To the mentees, the mentees, the youth mentors, and on your platform. Mine is to encourage you. Mine is to remind you and to tell you that you are the architects of your own life. You have to design your life. Nobody designs it for you, not your background, not your parents, not what you didn't have or have, not what opportunities you missed or you are having. You design your own life. You're the architect of your own life, meaning you choose what you want and you go for it. You don't just choose and sit pretty. You choose and you follow through. You choose, you identify, and you work through it. If it's mentorship, you have to identify who the type of a role model or the type of a mentor that you'd want to work with, and then follow through. For this platform, the youth mentors and VC, maybe connect with the Shak and the team, get to know who are the mentors in the program, and therefore do they align with your core values and your personality and your interest and where you want to be. So this one now calls upon you to design that. If it's hard work, if whatever it takes, it has to start with you. And remember, like I said, and still say it again, you are not defined by your background. You're not defined with your grades or your GPA that you scored in high school or universities. Nothing like that. I've been in the HR space for so long, I think almost clocking 2 decades. What I've seen is what you have, you as a person, what you're becoming is what will propel you to the next level. Not how many MBAs you're acquiring along the way, not at all. It is who you're becoming is what will take you to the next level. You're just starting off your career. Again, who you're becoming, what do you want to become? That is what matters, not what degrees or what I didn't have. I came from a different background, maybe a humble beginning, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Or my father has, doesn't matter. What matters is who you are, what traits are you nurturing? Like I said, I wasn't gritty at the beginning. I was very impatient, but I realized that impatience is not serving me right. If I want to continue, I need to be gritty. I need to persevere. I need to be very focused. I need to know what I want and go for it. So, ladies and gentlemen, the mentees out there, remember the world really need to support you. The world really is out to support you. What you need to do is just identify what you want, focus on that, and follow through. Thank you.